Hey guys, I just realized that our training video for today's lesson did not go through. So I wanted to give you just a quick overview of our lesson today. Our lesson today comes from 1 Kings 18 and 19. And this is one of my favorite stories in Scripture, especially in the Old Testament, because it is hilarious to me. Last week we talked about King Ahab and how he was a terrible king, and how Elijah had spoke to the king and God is sending a drought. And so no rain has come for 3 years, not one drop in 3 years. And so God goes to Elijah and tells him, go to King Ahab, it's time. And so he is there and he tells him, let's have a contest. Let's meet at Mount Carmel. And Mount Carmel was the highest center point in all the land. And he said, you gather all your prophets of Baal and all speak for God. And we'll show up and we'll have this contest. So they built 2 altars. And on the altar for Baal, they have this contest. And Elijah says, let's both pray. And whoever's God sends fire, we'll know is the true God. So he says, you go first. So they began to pray and call out to this fake God, little g God, and nothing happens. So Elijah begins to almost taunt them. Hey, maybe he's asleep. Maybe you should call louder. Nothing happens. Maybe your God's in the bathroom. Maybe we need to be patient. And just keeps on and on and on and on. And the prophets of Baal began to become hysterical. They began to cut themselves, scream. It is a dramatic scene. Then Elijah says, all right, enough is enough. And he says, go get a shovel. And he digs a trench around his altar that he has built. And then he says, go get some water. And they pour a giant pit, like a giant jug of water. That's not enough. Go get another one. That's not enough. Go get another one. And remember, it hasn't rained for 3 years. So water is very, very precious at this time. And he says, you know what? Go pour enough water on it to completely fill this trench. Now, in our minds, if we take wood and we pour water on it, it's not going to burn. Elijah is setting up this scene to make it so blatantly obvious of the contrast between a fake God and the one true God. And so he continues to say, pour water on it, and then he prays and he says, God, do this thing and send fire, not to make me look good, but so every person here can see that you are the one true God. So it is one man, Elijah, versus like 450 prophets of Baal. A giant contrast. And at that same time, he offers a bull as a sacrifice, and God sends fire. It consumes the bull, it consumes the wood, it consumes all the water that's in this deep trench around it, and everyone there falls down face forward and begins to worship the Lord. About that time, he says, I think I see a cloud off in the distance. Ahab goes home and tells Jezebel, his wife, about what happened, and she is even more mad than she was before. And she begins to plot how to kill him. So today, I would give the kids a choice. Like say, we're going to make some choices. This game that they have in page 27, it's an excellent game. But I am really praying that today, even though it's kind of last minute, that you will really let this story speak of the power of God to show himself strong, and how we can stand for what's right, even if we really are the only one doing it. Love you guys. Can't wait to see you in just a little bit.